So when I first came here for my last trip to Montana, I got to walk through these doors of the grill, and I honestly just felt comfortable. Like I've already been here before, and it was my first time. Everybody was nice, the staff, even the customers. And before I jump into my own experience, but tell me, just in fact, that where did this grill all start? Where did the idea come from?
We just wanted something else. I'd done corporate restaurants for a long time. He worked for a corporate place for a long time.
In Portland.
Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
We had moved to Portland to make some money and get our son through college. We did that, and we wanted to come home so much, and I knew about this building, and I said, well, we can't do it because we don't have a license for any beer or wine.
Well, the
liquor.
thing that really spurred us along was the passing of a really close friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
He died in a climbing accident. I had a friend, same age as me as well, die of a brain tumor the year before. The climbing accident was just a big wake-up call, for both of us. It's like we're living our lives day to day, and we're not doing what we want to do.
Yeah.
We're not where we want to be.
And so we came home for the memorial, and Willie volunteered us to do all the food. So we loaded up our huge smoker and all the food and came back and catered the memorial. And everybody's like, oh, you got to come back. This is awesome. And I said, oh,
Come back.
There's a lot
yeah.
like this in town.
Yeah.
You gotta come back.
And I was like,
barbecues
Was that here?
yeah.
In this town, Kalispell?
Yeah,
Okay.
we came all the way to Kalispell, and then
She's been working on these recipes her whole life. The bean recipe is her grandmother's. The cornbread recipe is her mother's. She created the sauce herself, and this was just out of hobby level. I'm an advertisement for her cooking, so yeah.
I think if I
She kills
lived here,
it.
I would be the same.
Yeah. Well, it
All
happens.
these, the huckleberry and these cherry sodas, like I haven't said no yet.
Yeah.
I'm like addicted officially.
Yeah, it happens.
well, the guy that passed away in the climbing accident, his fiance was telling a story for the memorial about right before he died, they took a trip
Story
to San
really
Francisco.
hit home. It really did.
And he kept looking at his watch and looking at his watch, thinking they needed to be on this timetable. All of a sudden, he got really mad at himself, and he smashed the watch, grabbed a Sharpie, wrote "now" on the watch. Because the time is now.
Wow.
It doesn't matter.
And he wore the watch for a long time.
It said now.
People would ask him what time it is. He goes, "It's now. Live."
Enjoy
Wow.
the moment. Enjoy
That's
the
awesome.
moment.
Puts it really bluntly in your face to go,
Yeah.
just go out and do it. To jump back on my experience this weekend, it was very special to me to meet with Lyle and do his 31, his Pontiac, and to do this show and to do your DeSoto and already previously done Mark's car. It's like, Mark's original guy, he already passed away, that car owner. Lyle's still alive and kicking, and I personally lost a friend this morning,
Oh.
Bob K, and like you realize that's such a fitting story, even though I had no idea you're about to say that. It was such a fitting story for today, the Sunday of, shooting all the stuff that I wanted to do now, and
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago I was here and I was like, oh, maybe soon we'll do it. And then I said, you know what? I was in California with my truck and just said, I'm just going to come now. From
Time is
Visalia,
now.
the stamina that I got was from doing a place like this. Now, tell me a little bit about the history of the building.
I mean, this used to be an old town forge.
Uh-huh.
It was the Old Town Forge. It was a turn-of-the-century blacksmith shop. We've got a great picture inside with the original blacksmith when it was Boyd's shop. Then Jimmy Schmuck bought it, and he took over, and he was an amazing blacksmith. We've heard a million stories about him.
And then it turned into a welding shop, because you don't just get a welder in the back of everybody's truck back then. So you would need to take your whatever was broke to a shop and have it welded. So this was the place you would go.
And you still have the horseshoes, too, up
We
on the
do,
ceiling. Yeah.
A lot of those were actually made here. Yeah,
No,
they
all
were
of them.
poured here.
All of them.
Oh, okay.
All of them are here. And they found them so after 88, when Jimmy passed away, the building sat empty.
I used to ride by
That's
this
30
place
years
on my
ago.
BMX
I was
bike.
born in 88, so yeah.
So anyway, they just took all these horseshoes found on the property and saved them and started hanging them up and put them up like they were in the picture in 1910. They're hanging up. They're like, oh, they're upside down. The luck is pouring out. And I know, no, it's pouring down on us. It's just like it was then.
when I walked in and I see the representation of this area, just Montana, just the history of this building, you know, we have a photo of a gentleman with a mountain lion hanging over his car. You know, you have the original guys from this blacksmith's place. You have, and what I liked about it too is, like, I love blues and I love old time music, and I sing like Blind Lemon Jefferson and Howlin' Wolf. Everywhere you look, it's like, oh, this is almost like a piece of my own brain inside of this building.
We have a lot in common, I guess.
Yeah. Instead of, I don't know if you just want to call it decorations, because it's more than just things to throw on the wall. How did this kind of come out? Like, well, we need to put these kind of things on the wall. How did that decision was kind of made?
It's a love of everything. A love of music, a love of Montana, a love of the culture of the people here. Yeah, the soul of the area, the mountain lion. That's Old Man Wisher, and that's the only thing he ever killed, because his wife said, if you don't get that out of this wrecking yard, I will. There's just some really fun stories.
And obviously you have to strap it to the hood of your car and drive it down Main Street
Yeah.
and you kill it. That's
It's a standard.
It's a standard here in Kalispell.
Well, you have this place, again, the food's amazing, especially the banana pudding that I just had recently before this, and just the atmosphere, the staff, you know, I can go through the list. Everything is just basically perfect to me. Besides, when you leave this building, I walk outside and there's this DeSoto, you know, and that means a lot to you too, because first it was a 4-door, now it's a 2-door, thanks to you and your friends. It looked great, and it's cool for me to come to a different state. I've been here a few times, but it was an honor to film this place and be able to do your show as well. Tell me what that car kind of means to you. Like, how did everything fold out from that?
I've known that car since I've been alive. That car has been at my grandfather's house. I wanted that car as a high school car. Didn't happen. I ended up with the station wagon that I had to build the floors and you know, put the thing together. Anybody knows what a 62 Dodge Lancer station wagon looks like. It's not the most pleasant looking thing, but you know, if you lower it and put the right stuff on it, it looks great. Your DeSoto looks a little better, but that big 4-door it's always been with me and in my heart, because I used to hang out with Grandpa all the time. He was actually the best man at our wedding.
Oh, wow.
He was my best friend for a long time. He just, you know, if you've ever had anybody in life that you can count on from day to day,
That was him.
Yeah, it was him. The person you call when you run out of gas, the person that, you know,
takes you in when your appendix bursts.
Yeah. The person that you call when you got sick in 6th grade and you couldn't get a hold of your parents.
He's one of those characters in life you wish were immortal. You know, like a cartoon where they wear the same clothes, everything. They should always show up every day. You know, I can understand that, losing my dad when I was 19, and you lose a part of you that...
You really do.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, he's irreplaceable, and there's no one's going to mount up to that. But I think you'd spell what you can do and not what you can't do. And what you could do is you know, appreciate his DeSoto and make it even more of a killer thing, and kind of have the DeSoto name into the restaurant. You know?
In high school, I had a really bad habit, even all through school, was my mind doesn't work like everybody else's. I wasn't good at math. I wasn't good at, you know, these things. I got average grade. But when it came to drawing and imagining things, I imagined that DeSoto as a 2-door chop top. And so I drew it a few times and, you know, kind of took the drawings away. And when I draw stuff, it's really fast, and I just have no feeling other than, you know, what I put on paper. So my mom found those not too long ago, by the way, of the DeSoto.
It looks exactly
it really does. And I've done thousands of drawings in between.
And that's what's on the wall, right by that Ford Grill winery shelf. Yeah.
That car was sold here in Kalispell brand new to an apprentice under my grandfather at the Studebaker garage. This guy got out of the war. His name was Leonard Anderson. Got out of the war, and he started working for my grandfather at the Studebaker garage. And he showed him how to be a mechanic, and went on to Chrysler Plymouth DeSoto. And so Grandpa, you know, they were really good friends. Grandfather actually introduced him to his wife at the house over here that my mom owns. And he basically bought this car. His wife didn't like the top. She wanted it painted red, so they painted the top red. And eventually, I might paint the top red just to make it kind of look like it used to be.
Well, the thing is, you know, and also with this show, you know, you're paying so much homage to your grandpa, to the history of this area. You had guys come out like Lyle. You know, he got to really kind of show off his car for the first time in a good while. It seemed like, you know, I think he's maybe been out maybe before, but to my understanding, this is probably...
That was the second time it was ever fired since 1962, I believe.
And doing the history on that soon is going to be great. And again, it's kind of nice to... It's almost like this is like the oasis in this area of soul, Americana, you know, car stuff.
Yes.
And if you go through the show, you'll find like a stock 30s Ford something that's running a flathead, and you'll see your custom DeSoto. You'll go down the street and you'll see some nice, you know, almost like farm trucks, and you see like a Charger, and in fact, you have a name Desoto Grill, and everybody's used to using DeSoto grills in customs, right? And the fact that, you know, grill as in a restaurant.
Right. It's a good play on words.
The DeSoto was a throwaway car, but the DeSoto Grill was the keeper.
The grill on the car, and the same as this place. There's many grills, but there's only one DeSoto Grill.
You have a nonprofit, and
Yes.
they're amazing, and they give vans to families who have severely handicapped, wheelchair-bound children. Gave away a van yesterday.
That was awesome. I saw
It was
that.
super awesome.
My father Jerry and my brother Shane, we're blessing you with a van that has a lift. So the thing about this with Leanne is that I've been in her shoes. I was a single mom for many years, and you fight so hard, and I'm very honored and proud to see what you do for your daughter. So yes, I tricked her to get here. I told her she was going to have to help sell raffle tickets or to help do whatever, but today I'm blessing you with a van, and it has a lift for your daughter.
Here,
I cried. I had to run back into the crowd. It was horrible.
If you were talking to me on the phone before I even came here the first time, and I said, hey, I heard about your DeSoto, I heard about your DeSoto Grill restaurant, and I heard about the show, what should I expect? How would you tell me that on the phone, what to expect?
well, I would tell you that it's an amazing show. We do a lot of different things on Friday night. We do some kind of pre-party. They usually change every year, whether it's live music or a burlesque show.
I think it's
whatever's
really
going
important to
on.
welcome the people from out of town into town. So they get a good lay of the land, find out where we're at, find out what we're about, and then when they come back, they already have friends.
We close off the street and let them all come in. And then the next day, up to 200 cars start parking. We have a blast. We've got amazing bands, whether they're surf bands, rockabilly, marimba. They're all there. And then we have the pinup polar plunge, which you just have to see to believe.
Yeah, I did.
It's important not to have a car show where people just sit behind their cars and, you know, with their arms crossed and go, "That's mine."
Yeah.
You want a car show where people walk around and meet other people. It's a networking thing, really. You know, it's one thing to have a car, but it's another thing to make friends with your car. And this is a great way to make friends.
You can say this is almost an oasis for Americana and some character, you know.
Yes.
You're already in Montana. You come to this place, it used to be a blacksmith shop DeSoto up front. Like, you can't, there's so much going on in a good way.
There is a lot going on. And, you know, one of the things, not to offend BMW clubs or Alpha clubs or, you know, specific foreign clubs, but they're a little stuffy, and it's not as friendly as the hot rod culture. And, you know, that's one thing that we try to embrace here is the hot rod culture and bring them in and welcome them. And everybody's friends. You can walk down the street, talk to anybody about anything.
Expect to eat in a turn-of-the-century blacksmith shop with history up to 1988. Expect to see the pinups, drink the beer, see all the amazing cars from this area and from other states in Canada.
And expect to meet about 500 new friends that you can call or message or whatever.
Where's Lyle at? I want Lyle, start that car up. I wanted you to start it last time.
Montana really well.
Absolutely.
You have the scenery of the mountains, to your guys' DeSoto, to the DeSoto Grill, and the history that's all in it. So I personally can't wait for people to see this place, see this show, and I hope it keeps growing, because I think this year that I attended was the third year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it was pouring rain, and there's still a lot of cars, and not all of them were coupes and hardtops, you know.
No.
What I mean? So,
No.
yeah. So, but like I said, I'm very thankful that you guys brought me in. I was very thankful to shoot the car that means a lot to you, and especially to shoot around the mountains, which I
It's been
love.
our pleasure.
Yeah. So anyway, I can't wait to come back next year, and can't wait to
Anybody
hear it again.
that gives me the respect to shoot my low budget build, you're welcome.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, we are very blessed to live in an amazing place. And we sit at the base of the mountains right by Glacier National Park. And we've taken cars up through the park and done cruises afterwards, and go out to lakes and do photo shoots. And, it's just
Go to somebody's
so
house
fun.
and drink like mad.
Mhm.
We did
And
that
eat
last night,
tacos.
didn't we?
Yes.
I'm glad that you welcomed with open arms to me to this town, your grill, inside of your DeSoto, and I can't wait to the subscribers and viewers of Product Culture to see all this.
Awesome.
Cool, I truly appreciate it.
Hey, thank you
We
so
welcome
much.
I'll be back
anybody
next
with
year.
the same hobby.
Oh, I appreciate it.